Local 601, Big Fish Contracting, SVA, a professional services company, WeatherTight, and Network Health on the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. And there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
When you're injured, you want quick, specialized care, not a long ER wait. The orthopedic care specialists at Ortho ASAP treat fractures, sprains, strains, sports injuries, and more right away. With on-site x-rays and expert care, Ortho ASAP gets you back on track faster. Open 7 days a week with locations in Brookfield and Pewaukee, it's more affordable than the ER. Walk in, get treated, and get back to life. Ortho ASAP. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Who handles the service and maintenance for your facility? Is it a Steamfitters Local 601 HVAC professional? If not, you might not be getting the best service. Our HVAC professionals undergo over 10,000 hours of rigorous training, 1,200 hours in the classroom, and 9,300 hours of hands-on experience. That's the kind of expertise you can count on. For superior service and cost-effective solutions, partner with the best. Visit steam601.org to view our list of signatory contractors. Steamfitters Local 601, keepers of the craft, powering Wisconsin.
Did your home suffer damage from a storm or severe weather? Don't stress any longer. Loyal Family Renovations treats all of its customers like they've joined their personal family, and every project as if the work was being done at their own house. Loyal Family Renovations has a leg up on the competition due to the personal relationships they've built with insurance adjusters over the years. Loyal Family is family-owned, and the loyalty belongs to their customers. Contact them today to get your free home inspection. LoyalFamilyRenovations.com.
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from American Family Field, here's your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
Man, how sweep is it again? A 6-0 homestand, 7 straight wins. Do they need an all-star break? Anyone want to do some exhibition games? Try to keep this team hot, keep things rolling along, because the Brewers are firing on all cylinders still. They defeat the Nationals today by an 8-1 final score. A fast and furious offense at the end, highlighted by some homers. For the podcast crowd, let's get you caught up. If you want to relive it in your car, stick around. It's time for our highlight recap.
Ready for this?
Out of here!
This?
Brought it back! Ho, ho, ho!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
Freddy Peralta opting to pitch today as opposed to pitching in the All-Star game on Tuesday. And man, All-Star Freddy was pitching like it today. Going up against Jake Irvin, right-hander for the Washington Nationals. We pick up the highlights in a scoreless game in the second inning. And that inning started out innocently enough with the first two batters being retired in Churio and Terang. Then a 2-out walk to Jake Bowers. An E5 on the third baseman Brady House. That put runners on first and second. Okay, rally. Well, then a little dribbler in front of the mound that was misplayed by Irvin. No PFP for you. Bases loaded. 2 outs. And the rookie, Anthony Siegler, making his first home start.
Delivery. Lined into right, a base hit. 1 runs in. Monasterio rounds third. Here's the throw home. It's late. First 2 RBIs in the career for Anthony Siegler. It's 2-0 Milwaukee.
And Jeff Levering on the call. He got his first hit in New York. Now he's got the RBIs. Next on the list is the home runs. And next in the lineup was Sal Frelick.
Frelick again on 1-0. Pitch home. Ground ball right side. That's got eyes. A base hit. Haas scores. Siegler to third. It's 3-0. 3 straight 2-out hits against Jake Irvin.
In the blink of an eye, from 2 outs, nobody on, to 3 runs on the board, all of those runs unearned. Then in the third, a moment that made all Brewers fans hold their breath. But Sal Frelick, before that, turned in one of his best Gold Glove catches of the year.
Pitch is lifted in the air, foul territory down the right field line. Long run for Frelick, goes into a slide, and he made the catch in foul territory. Oh, he covered a lot of ground to make that catch. Sal has done it again.
And he covered so much ground that he was actually removed from the game with left hamstring discomfort. An update from Pat Murphy to come here in the show. But meanwhile, Freddy Peralta is rolling. That helped keep no hits on the column for the Nationals at this point through 5 innings, not allowing a hit with 5 strikeouts. He gave up a knock finally in the 6th inning to Jacob Young, but after a strikeout to call and a walk to low, there were 2 men aboard for the always dangerous against the Brewers, Josh Bell.
2-1 now. On the ground, right side. Bowers has it. He'll take it to the bag, and Freddy Peralta is through 6 scoreless innings. Pair of Nationals are stranded on the base path.
The Brewers could have opted to end his day there. They decided to send him back out for the 7th inning. He was 1 pitch away from keeping it scoreless, but he allowed a 2-out, 2-strike single into right field to score Garcia Jr., who doubled. So it's 3-1. The bullpen came in and cleaned things up from there. The problem is the Brewers' offense hadn't done anything for a while. Picked things up in the 8th. They haven't had a hit since that big 2nd inning. Well, infield hit for William Contreras. Infield hit for Christian Yelich. Jackson Chourio works a count.
Right now the Brewers want some insurance runs. 3-1 the count. Chourio sitting dead red the pitch. Line drive! Deep right center! Out of here! A 3-run blast for Jackson Chourio, number 16.
I mean, Oppo and no doubt. That is not a sentence you say very often. Number 16 for Jack, but hey, twice as nice for Bryce.
Still nobody out, and Terang goes out to right center. This one's got a shot. It is gone. Back to back for the Brewers. First Chourio, now Terang.
5th time this year, the Brewers go back-to-back. They went out of bases loaded walk later, and they would cruise to an 8-1 win over the Nationals. Fun day at the Yard. It's a perfect 6-0 homestand. They've won 7 in a row going back to Miami. They win another series. Man, the vibes are great. We'll give you some of the perspective and some of the context of how great the Brewers really are playing right now. 16 games above 500 here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Real Estate Services, we do more than close deals. We serve with gratitude and faith-filled purpose. We have sold over $300 million in real estate since 2020, and we're just getting started. What sets us apart? We care. Even if we're not your agent, we'll still help. That's the kind of stewardship the community deserves. If you're buying or selling across southeastern Wisconsin, let us earn your trust. I'm Tony Wendorf, and I want to create your red carpet experience. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Family owned and operated. Yep, we sure are. Since 1970. And I know you've probably heard it a million times. But the words family owned and operated hold a lot of water. They mean you can count on dealing with an expert. Because when your dad runs the show, he teaches you all that he knows. They mean prompt service. Because it's not just our job, it's a big part of our life. They mean you're actually working with someone who has accountability and a real interest in your satisfaction and their business's overall success. So when you hear businesses say the words family-owned and operated, give them a try, because small business owners like us really do have your best interest in mind. And when you need advice from southeastern Wisconsin's foremost glass experts, call me. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. WTMJ's Greg Matzik here. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to GeisDoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
We're playing Bruce again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. That's 6 in a row. At home, 7 overall for the crew. Brewers Extra Innings continues here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Jerry Augustine is here too. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank with a local team right here in Milwaukee. They know how to hit it out of the park every time. If you're looking for somebody that truly understands your business needs, Fifth Third Bank is where to go. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and its local decision-making to help your business thrive. Experience a unique commercial banking value that only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. Jerry Augustine, this is a team that has now put a mark on it. 56 wins before the All-Star break now. Granted, we play a lot of games before the break now. We got the schedule creeping into March and early April. But nonetheless, it is the second best winning percentage in Brewers franchise history, only behind your 1979 Milwaukee Brewers. And then furthermore, it's the best since your 1982 Milwaukee Brewers. So the point being, when a team is playing this well at the break, how hard is it to say, all right, the standard's been set, got to keep the standard that high coming up in the second half?
Well, I think it's just, you said it perfectly. We're a team. You become a team. You go through so much to get there. And the 1979 team is probably a little bit much different than the 1982 team. The 1979 team, we were still learning from Bambi how to go out and how to compete. And one of the things that Bambi came in, he wanted to improve us was on our pitching. And he said, not only do you have to improve in the starting rotation, you have to prove in that bullpen also. And what he came in, and the big thing is we had to go out and we had to do something on the pitching side because we knew he had guys who could swing the bat. He knew we were going to work as hard as we can. All our coaches worked extremely hard at defense on the defensive side. That's where when you look at that infield there, you got, when you really look at it and you have Mahler at third and Robin at short and Jimmy at second and Cooper at first. That's a very, very good infield. And then you take Gorman up the middle with the two good catches we had. Defensively was a big part of our game. We had to play defensive, but pitching was so important. And Bambi instilled that in us when he came in 78. And in 1978, we had a pretty good ball club. We were right there. And he said the more we improved by walking less people, he took our walks that we took. I remember when he first came in 78, he took our walks. In 77, he said, if you can decrease it by 30% or 20%, we'll be right in this thing. And I'll be darned if 78 we were creeping right in there. 79 we had just a really good season. We started getting it, and then the trades were made, and we brought in Vuki and Raleigh and Ted Simmons, and things starting to fall in place.
No kidding. And then for the kids who don't realize how the rules used to work in the playoffs, 1979, you win 95 games, pack your bags, you're going home.
That's right.
That's how different it was back then because only two teams in each league got into the playoffs. That was the creation of the ALCS, and, it was California Angels who only had 88 wins, and the Brewers, and in fact, four teams had a better record in the East than the West. But we don't want to go all the way back to 79. But the point being, the Brewers have some really good company, some really fun teams that they can now align themselves with in Brewers franchise history. And this team was 4 games under 500 about a month and a half, 2 months ago in mid-May, and everyone's kind of looking around like, oh gosh, what's going wrong? How is this team doing it? And now here you are. The Cubs won today, so the Brewers remain a game back in the division. But every single person, all 32,000 that were here at the ballpark today would say, oh, that team in mid-May is going to be 1 game back at the All-Star break? Are you kidding me? And now here they are, and there is nothing about today's game, this week, whatever. I'll say it again. Everything about this is completely expected. It's what they're supposed to be doing. Timely homers from Churio and Terang. Cool. Then furthermore, you get good base running. You go first to third. You put the ball in play. Good things happen. The Brewers are just playing ball how they said they were going to play ball since the beginning of spring training. Put the ball in play hard-nosed baseball, play good defense, and see how many wins stack up at the end.
It's so interesting because you came into the season and, you lose Adames, and, how do you replace a guy like that? You don't, because he hit the home runs. He had the RBIs. He was a team leader. He was a guy when you went to the ballpark, the first smile you would see was Willie. And, how do you replace him? Well, what the Brewers did, they went out and they did it in a different fashion. Yeah, are they considered a home run hitting ball club? I don't think they are. I think they're considered a manufacturing run type of ball team. And how do they do that? How do you improve your team? You improve it with team speed. You improve it by being aggressive on the bases. You take chances. You understand when you get in the batter's box that you put the ball in play, good things are going to happen. So they've shifted themselves a little bit from maybe a little bit more of a power hitting team to a team that manufactures runs, that runs bases well. They're fast. They're on the bases. When they get on the base, they score runs. But yet they have that that ability to at times to sting you, and they showed it today in that 8th inning when Cherry comes up, gets that big base hit. So, and then you follow with Trang. They can hit home runs, but yet they do so many good things on the bases, running the bases aggressively, and that's really what's really been a big key to this ball club since May 25th.
We're going to talk about Freddie. We're going to talk about the game as well, but I just want to kind of point out what you were talking about there with Adames and with all the departures and
That's
all
right.
the people that were contacting me on social media. It's like, why isn't this team making more moves? Why isn't this team won 90-plus games a season ago? It is hard to improve a 90-win team, and now you look at it. Last season at the All-Star break's offense versus this season at the All-Star break offense. So now the Brewers here at the break have 93 home runs. Okay, we've been talking about, they hit for so much more power last year. They had so much more power. How many home runs do you think they had at the All-Star break last year? This team has 93.
Low 100s?
99.
Oh,
okay. How about
5 different home runs.
How about this?
Wow.
How many? The Brewers have scored 457 runs here in the first half. How many runs do you think they scored in the first half last year?
Probably very close.
Yeah, 7 more.
7 more. It's amazing. Dom, you look at this team, it's a different makeup team. It's the home runs, they still can hit the home runs. You don't see it because you don't have the big numbers with all the guys, but you have a lot of numbers with different guys coming up and getting big home runs at different times. But I still believe that this ball club has made the improvements that they have made because of their aggressiveness on the bases. They run the bases very well. They take chances, and when they've been able to take chances with the great speed they have, and the strong defense they have, it helps this team blend. And since May 25th, if you look at them, they just go out and they score runs. And yeah, everybody will say, well, Christian Yelich just started swinging the bat good. We knew he's that one guy in the lineup that you got to have. He's going to scare you because he's the kind of guy that when he breaks loose, he's going to be very good. But up and down this lineup, there's been everybody chipping in. It's not just one guy or 2 guys or 3 guys. It's everybody in that lineup making some good plays, coming up big at different times, and they all start to believe in themselves. If you ask them, it's not just about one guy. It's about everybody thinking about what they can do to help this team get better.
To go over it again, the Brewers are now 31-12 since that date you keep bringing up, May 25th. That was the start of that first 8-game winning streak, the finale in Pittsburgh, sweeping the Red Sox, sweeping the Phillies, and all of that stretch. They're 31-12. That's over 700 winning percentage. It's been remarkable what they've been doing in this stretch to the All-Star break. It doesn't get any easier after the break as well. But we're going to talk about today's game coming up on the other side of the break. But first, I want to get to Jack, who's calling in from Chicago. Jack, you're live here on Brewers Extra Innings.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for taking my call. I just wanted to hear, I think we need an extra bat or two. Maybe some relief pitching. I think, our pitching is pretty well. I think they're pretty good. I don't think we really need much help in that regard. But just kind of curious what you guys are thinking. I would think Eugenio Torres from Arizona
for sure
would be a good pickup. But just kind of curious what you guys thought.
Yeah, I've been banging the Geno drum for a couple of weeks now, and of how great of a fit he would be here. And again, I'm not a GM. Matt Arnold's pretty busy tonight with the MLB draft about to begin. But the point being, I think there's a common denominator when we talk about it. They need power. They need bona fide power, especially with Reese on the IL. Granted, Andrew Vaughn stepping in the way he has this week has been phenomenal. With William not really being himself in this first half has been interesting to watch. But they need power. It'd be nice if it was from the right side, but they just need flat-out bona fide power.
I agree. I think if you can go out and find a bat that you can help you in some way, I think they would do that. The one thing that I think when they're looking at what they can do is I think they have a whole host of different ways they can go to find that power bat. There's a lot of veterans out there. Maybe it can come as a DH rule or come as a part-time player or whatever they do. But I really believe that what's so important about this ball club is that I think Matt Arnold's going to look at this ball club along with Murph and saying, what about this ball club? If we make changes, what is it going to disrupt this ball club? We're playing so good. Everybody's chipping in right now. What do you do? And that's a tough question. Right. And I think you agree with me that do you just make a trade to make a trade? You don't make a trade to make a trade. You make a trade to make your team better. Do you have the ability to forecast to what this team is going to be at the end of July as opposed to the beginning of September? September. What's important is that at beginning of September, you're running on all cylinders, whatever that team is. And I think that's where you have to really make that tough decision on what you're going to do. But could they use a power bat? I think a lot of teams could use a power bat.
Course.
I think a lot of teams can use starting pitching and relief pitching and all this. It's how you do it and how you have the abilities to do that. I think they're going to go over. I think they're going to have some opportunities to get some. I think they will make a trade. I just don't know in what capacity they'll make that trade.
They got a little over 2 weeks to do so. We got to take a break. Jenny, I see you on the line. We'll get to you on the other side. Let's talk Freddy Peralta going to his second All-Star game, and he's doing it with one of his best starts in tow. Back after this on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
For over 50 years, Cousins Subs has celebrated and embraced the traditions of their home state of Wisconsin. And now, Cousins will be honoring a Wisconsin tradition like no other with their pull tab giveaway promo. Now through July 6th, while supplies last, guests will receive a Cousins pull tab with a sub or sub-inable purchase for a chance to win Cousins Subs for a year and much more. For additional info and official rules, visit cousinsubs.com/pull tabs. One pull tab per customer per transaction per day. To receive a pull tab with no purchase necessary, see official rules.
Get back to the ballpark for Brewers action against the Marlins July 25th through the 27th. Second half of the season kicks off with Pokemon Go Day on the 25th and a Bryce Terang bobble on the 26th. Get seats today at Brewers.com.
Modernizing business technology is critical for a positive impact on efficiency and reducing operating costs. That's exactly what Tri-City National Bank found out when they called on James Imaging Systems. Listen to Bank CIO Robert Prang.
We also went through a large retooling of our print environment, changing from where we had almost 200 printers.
All the way down to just 97 printers. That's managed print services from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed Wisconsin business technology company.
So being able to work with a local company like James that has that flexibility with their staff and being able to deliver for us has given us the ability to make the right decisions for our organization.
Robert, would you recommend managed print services from James Imaging Systems?
Yes, in a heartbeat, I would recommend James.
Learn more at jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
From the post-game show to the morning show, there's no rest for baseball and Dominic Cotroneo.
I was like a kid on Christmas Eve. I couldn't sleep last night. I was just so excited to get ready to watch games that count.
Dominic Cotroneo is our Brewers 360 guest every Monday morning at 8:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
There are some roster decisions I do want to break down here, and then we'll get into the lineup.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting. Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you in part by Tony Wendorf and Associates. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, trust Tony Wendorf and Associates, one of the top real estate teams in Wisconsin, and part of First Weber Real Estate Services. They bring faith, family, and red carpet experience to every home deal. Let's step up to the plate together. WendorfTeam.firstweber.com. With Jerry Augustine, I'm Dom Cotroneo. Before we talk about Freddie, let's get to Jenny, who's been waiting patiently on the line. Jenny from Vernon, you're live here on Brewers Extra Innings.
Hey, how you doing, Dom? How you doing, Jerry?
Hi, Jenny. Thanks for calling.
Oh gosh, what an awesome first half here as we go to the break. And I had been, of course, like a lot of people, predicting that we'd catch the Cubs by the All-Star break, and we almost did. I just gotta say, first of all, Jerry, you talking about like the 79 through 82 Brewers. And talking about those guys like they're still in the game, man, it gave me goosebumps that you're thinking that this team is that magical, and it sure looks like the records are dictating the same thing here. But what do we do? Sorry, that's my rooster in the background. What do we do to get into the Cubs' heads? What do we do?
You do this. You do this. You keep winning. You keep being annoying. In the words of Pat Murphy, you be woodpecker. You just keep on pecking away. And there was 6.5 back. It never got bigger than that. They just kept pecking. They had a chance to cut the head off the snake in Wrigley, and the Brewers split that 2-game set, and the Cubs like, let's procrastinate and put a doubleheader in August. Okay, fine. We'll come to your house and play 5 games in 4 days and see what you can do there. But it's this. This is how you're in their head. You're on their radar. This is real. This is a race. And again, I don't know if you can ask for much more given the way that this season started for the Crew.
Oh, I agree. And that's a great comment. What can we do to get in their heads? We're already in them. When you talk about the way this ball club is finishing, Dom and I have all been relating back to May 25th and how they've played since then. But I'll tell you what, the Cubs know the Brewers are alive. You see what the Brewers have done the last 3 and 4 years, the way they've played and what they do. And sometimes, I remember back several years ago, we were playing in Pittsburgh at All-Star break, and we just were disastrous.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that year?
Oh, yeah.
I remember 79, not 79, but 2019, whatever year it was, and we were just terrible. We came off that saying we got 17 straight games. They went off, and they just played really good baseball. The Cubs know this team can really play good, sound baseball. They see what they do day in and day out. They look at all aspects of what the Brewers can do, and there's no negatives. It's all a positive thing. From when you look at the offense, you look at the defense, you look at the pitching on the starting and rotation. And I'll say one additional thing. We talk about the guys at the ball club that are veteran guys that we look at Contreras and Cheerio and all these guys, but it's these guys that we're looking at saying that these guys have to step up. The Durbins and all these guys have stepped up and got some big hits, and they really are part of this ball club and understand that they're our part, and they have to go out, and there are no limitations how good they can do. They just have to go out and perform. And I'll tell you what, they're performing and they're helping this ball club.
The Cubs are very, very good. Do not lose sight of that. The Brewers are playing very, very good as well. And quite frankly, the Cubs are the team that everyone's going to be looking at now.
Absolutely.
You've applied all the pressure onto the Cubs to say, yes, the Brewers would like to make a move as well, but the truth of the matter is the Cubs are realizing they're not good enough to do this on their own at this current rate, and they're going to have to make a deal. We'll have to wait and see in these next 2.5 weeks. Thanks for the call and the positivity, Jenny. We got to talk about Freddie, man, because this dude is officially a Cy Young candidate. I know the win is dead. I know nerds like me don't care about the win. But, man, he gives the Brewers a chance to win every single start. He's got 11 of them to lead the National League. He's legitimately on a 20-game winner watch right now. And, look, that still means something to these guys in this game. I don't care what all the nerds and the analytics say. 20 wins still means something because that's doing it yourself. And, quite frankly, Freddie's line, a sub-2.7 ERA, he has not allowed more than 4 earned runs in a single start this year. He's gone at least 5 in all but 2 starts. He's gone 6 in more than half. I mean, this is ace fastball Freddie throwing everything at you.
And you add to that, he's a little grinky-ish at home. Mm-hmm. He's 7-0 at home at right around a 1.5 ERA. The Brewers, I just looked it up. They're 9-1 in his games at home. Yep. I mean, this, Freddie goes out there, and it was funny to listen to the game today because you're talking about when he got a little bit, he gets in trouble that he's been so good when there's runners in scoring position. And I say Freddie pitches the way he likes to. He's just aggressive. I call him the Carnival because he throws all his pitches. He's still known as fastball Freddie, but he uses his secondary pitches so well. But the one thing that Freddie has that you look for a guy in baseball, and I'll go over to Brandon Woodruff the same way. It's intent. When you get guys on base and you get them in scoring position, it's the pitch with intent. The intent that you're going to get through it, you're going to get people out, and what happens? All of a sudden that fastball is 97 instead of 95. All of a sudden the ball got a little bit better break, and you get that little extra on the ball. That's when pitchers are great pitchers and have that special thing. And Freddie's got that. He's learned to develop that. He's got it. And when he wants to pitch with intent, he'll come back and he'll come right at you. He gets in a little bit of trouble. He just drives it, just raises it up a gear, and he pitches with intent. You get a little bit better at fastball, a little bit better breaking ball, and he goes after you. And that's what Cy Youngs are. That's what number one guys are. That's the big guys in when you say that they're your stoppers, and those are the guys that when you go in to face a team, oh boy, we got Peralta, or oh boy, we got Woody, or oh boy, we're going to have Miz or Quintana. That's what these guys do. But I tell you what, Freddy Peralta, Woody, right now are very special at it.
By the way, we do know the rotation coming out of the All-Star break. It will be Quinn Priester on Friday against the Dodgers. Freddie will go on Saturday against L.A. and then Quintana will get a second look at the Dodgers coming up on Sunday, which means that lines up Woodruff and Mizorowski for the Mariners, and quite frankly, that's an offense that, aside from Cal Raleigh, needs to get some going. Granted, they just swept the Tigers, but for Freddie, today he goes into the 6th inning carrying a no-hitter. He only allowed 2 more hits the rest of the game. We talk about so much about Freddy going from 0-2 to 3-2 and those frustrating at-bats. There were a couple times today that he fell behind 2-0 or 3-0 and got himself back into at-bats. Kind of reversed it today. I think his early command wasn't quite there, but yet it felt like he was just forcing the changeup to be a factor today, and he was forcing the secondaries to be a factor. And Eric Haas, mind you, this was the first time ever that Eric Haas has caught Freddy Peralta. Didn't do it once last year, hasn't done it once this year. That's been Williams' role. And it just felt like early maybe, I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but just that they were forcing the changeup, and Haas was believing in Freddy. You're going to find this changeup. We're going to figure this out. And it made a great compliment to his fastball playing up in the second half of this start.
Oh, I agree with you. I think, you talk about these catchers with Contreras behind who's caught him so many times. They know each other so well. And today having Haas catch him, it was a little bit different, but maybe a little bit different style of game. And I think you put it perfectly when you said, you know what, I'm not giving up on a pitch. I'm going to use a pitch to get you to a pitch. And what he did today, he went with the changeup a little bit more. And what he did, he got him to his fastball. So I think Freddie is just that with a guy where I thought today was a good day for him to see something a little bit different, maybe have a little bit of change of mind, because I think anytime you're a pitcher and you go on the mound and you go and you execute your style of pitching, and all of a sudden you have something a little bit different, and it forces you to make adjustments. And you can make those adjustments, and you still have that opportunity. You can pitch when you have to with that intent that you need to have. I'm going to tell you what, that makes you a better pitcher. Opens your eyes and says, you know what, I can make those adjustments. If I get into trouble on this pitch, I know now that I can go back to that pitch. And so confidence in all your pitches is so important. How you use them and how you get there is even more important. The adjustments that he'll make with Contreras and the adjustments he'll make with Haas are a little bit different. They may get there different, but they're going to get there. And now what Freddie has, he says, you know what? I can do it both ways. I'm that confident. I believe in myself that I can do it. And boy, look at today what he did. He went into the 6th inning with a no-no.
I mean, this was a really impressive day. I was getting worried that, a rare Bryce Terang error was going to be the reason why we didn't see history today, but it's all good. It was a couple of hits and a run came home later in this one. But for Freddie now to get the start against the Dodgers coming up again on Saturday, it's always hard to face a team again, so quickly and without much time between them. But yet, with the way that Freddie dominated that game on Monday, that they're going to have a new trick up their sleeve for that Saturday game. The Dodgers are going to have a game plan against him, but yet, man, with the way that he's rolling right now, there's some confidence oozing. We're seeing a lot more 95s and 96 early in the game from Freddie.
I don't know if there was thought to do it this way and put Haas behind the plate today and have him pitch, because he calls a little bit different game. I mean, I think when you see him behind the plate, I really like him behind the plate. I like what Contreras does. Contreras has just been outstanding all year, but Haas gets behind the plate and he goes about it a little bit differently. And I think having Freddie go up against this national team and be able to make the adjustments that he did today is only going to help him when he goes to the Dodgers, because he says, you know what, if I get in a situation when I have to go to a certain pitch and I didn't use it so much against last time, I know that I can use my total repertoire of pitches. I know I can be successful, and I know if I have to make an adjustment, if I'm going to a spot where I'm struggling, I can make that adjustment. That's so positive, and I thought today was a very positive day for him when he went on the mound. He pitched really well today using all his pitches.
Yeah, half the strikeouts are with the fastball, the other half are with the curve, 3 on the curve, 4 on the heater. He's not just fastball Freddy anymore, guys.
No.
He can mix things up, and he can keep hitters off balance. 855-616-1620 is the phone number, 855-616-1620. I've got some text I'm behind on as well, but first, let's get to Bob in New Berlin. Bob, you're on the line here on Brewers Extra Innings.
Hey, great. Thanks for having me, taking my call. Dom and Jerry, I love the commentary you guys bring, especially with regard to pitching. I got a question for you. I'll throw this out at you. In order for the Brewers to make a trade, now they're going to have to give up something. And, we got a lot of good young pitchers. The other possibility, and I hate to think about this, I love Freddie. I just love Freddy Peralta. But I'm hearing some noise about the possibility of trading Peralta because he's got 1.5 years left on his contract. What do you think about that? What do you make of it? And thanks.
Right.
I'll hang up and listen.
Well, I appreciate the call and the kind words, Bob. Well, on the Freddie front, they signed him to the team-friendly deal. It's worked out for both parties immensely. He's got one more on that worth $9 million for next year. In my opinion, this is me talking. This is not the guy that's employed by the flagship station or the Brewers are probably why do the team deal? Why do the team-friendly deal if you're going to trade him with the final year of control? I don't get that. It doesn't seem like it would go over well with the fans. It would feel like 2022 all over again if you traded him mid-year. There's literally no reason to do it in the middle of a year. In the offseason, I'm still not really behind it either because, again, why do you do the deal in the first place? It's like, well, if we're going to trade him anyway, it's like, well, what's the point of that? That all being said, you are going to have to break an egg to make an omelet. And Freddie's not that egg that I'm going to break, but the Brewers, I've said it before, they have the number one thing that every single team wants, young, controllable pitching, and they have a lot of it, and they have a lot to choose from their depth. There's going to be somebody that if you get something good back, you're going to sit there and be like, okay, but this is what Matt Arnold talks about all the time, saying they are not going to leverage the future for a couple months. Ask how the Mets feel about trading Pete Crow Armstrong for 2 months of Javi Baez right now.
That's
okay,
right.
These are the type of disciplined moves that the Brewers have to make to be, you know what, if Gino is available, if Ryan O'Hearn is available, maybe we can avoid trading a guy with 6 years of control, or maybe we can find a way to come to a middle ground that everybody likes.
Yeah, it's a tough question. I just don't think when you look at a ball club the way it's playing right now, there's a certain type of when you look at it, there's a certain type of a personality that a ball club and certain people on that team give you that personality. They're a part of the team, and we don't know what goes on in that clubhouse. Right. We don't know who speaks to who. And I remember last year when Cheerio was struggling, what was one of the names that came up that really was one of his buddy, Adames, but who's the next guy? Right. Freddy Peralta. Right. So when you're looking at guys in this clubhouse and you're talking about doing something positive, I don't know if you take a guy who means that much in the clubhouse to maybe trade him and change maybe a personality part of your ball team. And I just don't think that Freddie would be the guy. If they do trade him, it happens. But he means so much to this ball club, and he goes out there. I mean, when he got out of that dugout, when the sixth inning was over, he didn't just walk out of that dugout. He flew out of that dugout. Mm-hmm. He wanted that seventh inning. He wanted to take that next step, and he almost made it. So I just think he's got so much to give. He wants to do so well here. He loves it here, and I just think he's a part of that ball club. Not only when he toes that mound and pitches the ball, but when he's in that clubhouse and when he walks around and he's talking to all these young guys. I think that is so important. It'll be interesting to see.
And who's to say you can't make another extension?
That's right.
I mean, I'm just being honest here.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dom. I agree.
It's one of those things that everyone's automatically defaulted to. Oh, he's going to get traded. Oh, he's going to walk. Well, he's already signed a dotted line once.
That's right.
Maybe he can do it again. But it takes two to tango in those sort of things. Jerry, appreciate you as always, my friend. We're going to be up late next weekend, so get your rest. We're going to be talking Dodgers next week, and enjoy your All-Star.
Oh, I'm going to have a fun weekend because they play the Dodgers late, and I'm going up to watch my grandson play in a baseball tournament.
All right.
11-year-old, a little lefty. He hit some home runs, so I'm excited to watch. I'm going to get a lot of baseball next weekend.
All right. Some very different, varying qualities of baseball.
Oh, yes, it is.
I mean, you're going to see Shohei be a two-way player in the big leagues. You're going to see some kids in that 11U tournament go from the mound to the batter's box, too. It's not quite the same.
Yeah, they're going to try to be Shohei is what they're going to try to do.
Amen. Jerry Augustine here on 620 WTMJ. Thank you, Augie.
Oh, always great being with you.
All right. Back with more after this. Some text rolling in as well on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Set sail on an unforgettable adventure with Celebrity Cruises. Discover exclusive offers only available through Fox World Travel during the Fox exclusive July sale. Experience luxury at sea with world-class dining, exhilarating entertainment, and stunning destinations. Whether you're dreaming of the Caribbean, Alaska, or beyond, we've got the perfect cruise for you. Book now to enjoy stackable discounts only at Fox World Travel. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, reminding you to double-check your home. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family-owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. Call Siding Unlimited and visit sidingunlimited.com.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavidi here to talk about my brand new show, WTMJ Outdoors. We love the outdoors in the great state of Wisconsin and beyond. We're going to talk with outdoors experts, bicycling, resort owners, rock climbers, hunting and fishing, camping, all things Wisconsin outdoors. Join us every Saturday, 2 to 3, right here on 620 WTMJ.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station. This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electric. If your air conditioner isn't keeping up, now's the time to upgrade. Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is offering $1,500 off new central air systems. It's now through the end of July. So don't wait. Stay cool, save money, and trust the team that's been keeping Wisconsin comfortable for over a century. Visit Cider, SEIDER.com to schedule your free estimate. Another trade deadline question here as well. This one from Oklahoma. Appreciate the listenership. What does having Hoskins on the IL mean in relation to the deadline coming up and Vaughn being so consistent? Hey, I don't want to disparage Andrew Vaughn here. It's been 5 games. Let's see it a little bit longer. I mean, Reese probably won't even pick up a bat again until mid-August. And if in mid-August, obviously the trade deadline will be passed, we'll know what the Brewers have in store of what they need to decide to do. Furthermore, if Andrew Vaughn continues to torch the ball the way he's been torching it until Reese is picking up a back, then you have a really awkward conversation by that time, but let's let time pass. But I still think even with the uncertainty of first base and what you could get, I still think right-handed power is number one on the Brewers list. This one from Logan. What a time to be a loyal Brewers fans. We are the most legit team that they have been since at least 2018. Just finding ways to win. 16 games over at the All-Star break is absolutely nuts. Keep this up. We could find ourselves looking down in the standings at everyone in the National League. You know, I'm glad you bring that up because now we're keeping an eye on Dodgers, Giants. That's 2-0 Dodgers in the bottom of the 8th inning. The current National League top record race has the Cubs in first with the Dodgers at 57-39. The Brewers are a game back. They're 56-40. So they're right there in this too. And another series against LA coming up this week. Given you've already swept them, all you got to do is avoid the sweep. Okay? If you get one win, you claim the tiebreaker on Los Angeles. And that if for some reason, the Brewers and the Cubs are suddenly, in a battle and the Brewers win the division and the Dodgers end up with the same record as the Brewers, boom, you now get to be the higher seed and maybe you send LA to a 3rd seed to a wild card matchup. Maybe you get to be the 1 seed, you get to face a wild card, whatever it may be. That is something to monitor too. This text, Jeff from Elkhorn. I'm blown away by the pitching staff. The starters give a chance every day. 16 over 500. What do you see the Brewers doing tonight in the draft and at the trade deadline? I don't think Miz should be an all-star, but the heck with the Phillies. I say, why the heck not? Why shouldn't he be all-star? Oh, he has enough experience. Okay, then don't watch. Entertainment product. He's going to throw 12 pitches, and everyone's going to act like it's the end of the world. Big whoop. I think it's fun. It's meant to be fun. But as far as the draft tonight, it is just beginning. Everyone's all eyes on the Nationals as they have the number 1 overall pick tonight. Are they going to take a holiday? They are officially on the clock now. They took Dylan Cruz 2nd overall 2 years ago. The pick is in. We can actually react to this live right now here on WTMJ once that comes over on the air. This one made me smile from the 303. Brewers are cruising. If you can figure out the spelling. Fantastic first half. Now keep it going. This one from Doug. Can't get much better than Brewers and Cubs going down to the wire in the second half. Murphy and Counsell dueling, and the Brewers will prevail. I can't wait. Mind you, the Brewers see the Cubs next July 28th through 30th, the final 3 games before the trade deadline here at American Family Field, a Monday night, a Tuesday night, and a Wednesday afternoon. So maybe you should buy your tickets now. Something to keep an eye on here for the second half. Brewers get the win 8-1. We'll hear from the manager in a little bit as well here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's Commercial Payments Solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline your entire payment process, seamlessly integrating with your existing systems to give you unparalleled control. Discover new revenue sources, save time, reduce operating costs, and boost your bottom line with our customized payment solutions. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
We see you out there building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like $4 off Nutrina animal feeds, including new varieties, $1 off select Tribute horse feed, 50-pound Champion's Choice white salt blocks, $6.49. Plus, we offer Blaine's Best Price Promise, guaranteeing you the lowest price with us or we'll match it. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Get your aches and pains under control. But not only that, regular care with Connect Chiro can bring back your energy. A lot of folks start with headaches, back pain, and shoulder pain. How quickly you see results varies from person to person, but time and repetition are the key to staying on track. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Connect Chiro docs use a special tool for all your adjustments, targeted results, and a gentler experience. Check out the new location in Oak Creek or get started at GoConnectChiro.com.
Toast to 25 seasons of American Family Field at the Brewers game on Friday, July 25th. Celebrate with a pregame ceremony, a postgame home run derby featuring Prince Fielder and more legends, plus special offers. Get your tickets at Brewers.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
We have a number 1 pick. Eli Willits, 17 years young, out of a high school in Oklahoma, a shortstop. The Nationals have made their selection. So congratulations to the Willits family to be the 1-1. Today, we go to the International Autos Group Player of the Game, brought to you by International Autos. Just like the game's MVP, you can drive into summer in style and save up to $10,000 on in-stock BMWs, Audis, Mercedes-Benz, and more. No tariffs, just huge savings. Visit iamilwaukee.com. International Autos Group, where ordinary needs to be extraordinary. The Brewers are looking at pick number 20 tonight to decide if they're going to be in the draft for their future MVP. But today's game MVP over on social media, it's, of course, Freddy Peralta, earning win number 11 today. Mind you, to kind of blend the two segments here, the Brewers, Freddy Peralta, he was acquired in the draft. Of course, the Adam Lynn deal was the lottery pick that hit the lottery. It all worked out. Teams are smart this time of year, man. This is when you get to flex your muscles. The war room is down the right field line today as the Brewers have 5 picks in the first 94. They've got plenty to do, but this team obviously cares greatly about being homegrown, about having as many pieces that can always have at their disposal. And tonight, pick number 20 will be the next one to try to get them in the right direction. A couple other texts that have rolled in here as well. Freddie looking like a Cy Young candidate here. Player of the game, obviously. Nice to see the crew finish off the first half with their foot on the gas. The break is bittersweet because we could use a rest, but this kind of momentum would be great to take to Los Angeles. These 5 starting pitchers give us a chance every night. How does Cortez fit in? And I hope Sal has a speedy recovery. We'll hear from the manager coming up on the other side of the break, but the update on Sal is just discomfort. He's getting an MRI right now, and they'll decide coming up after the All-Star break if, the recovery's going good. This is something that Murph revealed he's been bugging him for a little while. So you'll hear more from Murph here in just a minute. I don't want to lead with the reporting that we don't know more about Sal because he's going through the MRI with that left hamstring discomfort, but let's hope he's going to be okay. As for Cortez, that's a great $1 million question. And I think the Brewers are starting to realize that that's going to be here sooner than we realize. It will be here by the end of the month. And maybe they go to a 6-man rotation. It's also a good way to limit Jacob Mizorowski's and Brandon Woodruff's innings. But we will cross that bridge when we get there. But if I had to guess right now, I think they would likely go 6-man rotation. but there could be a trade. All this is probably connected for the Crew. What flipped the switch to get this team over the issues they had earlier in the season? They went from 500-ish to legitimately one of the best teams in the league. Reggie from Milwaukee. I think they just finally got their feet under them. You know, you look at it, Yelly got hot. That's a direct correlation to the Brewers' record getting going. Caleb Durbin has been one of the best hitters in baseball for the last month, not just rookies. Just getting on base. He's hitting over 300 over the last month as a rookie. Furthermore, Sal Frelick in the leadoff spot has been a great spark plug. Jackson Chourio getting hot. 16 home runs now for him has been great. And then most importantly, the fifth point I'll make here, Reggie, is that they finally got healthy in the starting rotation. That is key. I mean, you look at some of that opening week, some of the starters, and look, it's the truth. I'm going to say it. Look, Elvin Rodriguez, he just got DFA'd this week. Tyler Alexander, he was DFA'd. Aaron Savali, he was traded. Yoel Payams, he was DFA'd. These guys were throwing a lot of innings in the beginning of the year for the Crew. And the Brewers got healthy. See? This is how depth charts work. It's a performance-based business. Some guys are better than others, and you want to give them the ball more often, but sometimes their body doesn't listen, and they're not able to. It's that simple. They got healthy with their pitching staff because this team was always built on run prevention. And that's what they do better than most teams. It's a good question as well. Let's hear from the manager, Pat Murphy. That's coming up on the other side of the break on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Hey, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Hey, Joe. To what do we owe the honor?
Don't you have CEO-type things you need to be doing?
Or Joe might be here because he's been doing some CEO-type things that he thinks we should know about.
Bingo! You guessed it, Monica.
What do you need us to do, Joe?
Well, I'm here because I want to present an idea to you.
Cool. What is it?
I've been talking with finance companies and was able to make a deal for 18-month financing at 0% interest with a $750 or more purchase.
And your idea was to offer 18-month 0% financing to all of our customers?
It's subject to credit approval, but yeah, that's what I was thinking.
How long will we be able to do it?
From July 1st to July 31st.
0% will let people buy diamonds that were on their bucket list.
I know what I'm buying.
I'm going on a shopping spree. I'm going to have more jewelry than the Queen of England.
So you like the idea?
We don't like it. We love it.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info. And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Are you tired of being tired? Go to AdventKnows.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Welcome back. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka, Surfside Lemonade and Vodka, proud partners of the Milwaukee Brewers, and paired perfectly with the day at the ballpark and stocked at American Family Field all season long. Brewers win 8-1 over the Nationals today. They finish off a 7-game winning streak going into the All-Star break. Things are rolling for the Crew. Let's hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, of course, with a update from Sal Frelick first.
Any sense on Sal right now, how severe that might be?
Yeah, I mean, I'm afraid that whenever you're dealing, his hamstrings last week, he was feeling it a little bit and cautious and got treated for it. And then when he slid, he felt like it got worse. We recommended he come out of the game. He wouldn't have taken himself out. But hurt my heart, he's such a key cog in this whole thing. That just ruined my day. The win obviously brightens it some, but yeah. So how bad will that be? He's getting MRI right now. We'll find out later.
Murph, you had said coming in, you know, there was a potential for trap here with the break so close. And what do you think when you think about the last 3 days of this homestand, really the way your guys closed the half?
Yeah, I mean, we weren't on all cylinders by any stretch in the last 3 games, but we had big innings and we did what we had to do, and you know, there were some unique performances, but it's Major League Baseball. Anytime you can win 3 games, you're lucky in a series. So, yeah, I felt like it was a trap, and it proved to be in that they were close games. It was 3-1, and yesterday was close. I don't remember the first day, but I mean, it wasn't like we walked away with anything. So it's good. There's a lot of talent over there. Good team, very capable.
Murph, what do you think about Freddy Peralta's day?
Yeah, it was great.
His consistency.
Yeah, I mean, it's just he's at 28. You don't want to say, and he's been pitching for how many years? You don't want to say like, hey, he's coming into his own. But I mean, he's taken that other step of consistency into what big time pitchers do. You know, he's taken that step from being a top of the rotation guy to an ace. You know, to a stud, and I've seen that in the last 7 or 8 starts where he's just been absolutely consistent with or without his best stuff. It's pretty neat, you know. Haas's first time catching him, so that was cool, you know.
Ziegler knocked in the first 2 RBIs of his career. What can you kind of say about his approach and limited appearances?
Yeah, I mean, he's looked like he's got a really good offensive approach, strike ball. It's a great question, intern. Great job. Yeah, he's looked really good up there, and he's, he's a strike ball guy, so he understands the strike zone and knows who he is, and that's what got him to the big leagues. And I'm excited for him. Big hit today, big hit today. He's been in the cooler, hasn't played very much at all for us, and it's cool when you have to sit on the bench for a while and then finally get a shot.
You said yesterday that, the struggles earlier in the season and now the team playing so well, put a lot into perspective now that you're entering the All-Star break. When you look at this team and how close they've gotten, how much of a smile does it, put on your face that they're all coming together at the right time?
I don't take much of a chance to look back and say, oh, look what we were and look where we are now, yippee for us. We're in the middle of the race, We have this All-Star break. Let's try to make it efficient, and let's try to, stay healthy and do good things and stay on course and, continue to gain confidence. But as far as looking back, perspective, I'm not good at that. You know what I mean? There's some other guys in there that are. You got to know your strengths, Cam. Mine aren't that.
Murph, there was a ball yesterday to right center field where Jackson moved over but then pulled up and let Sal handle it. And I just thought, have you seen steady growth from Jackson Trio in center field this spring?
Yeah, Jackson's getting better and better in center. And he just got thrown in there. We didn't give him really any training with it. And he got thrown in there, and he's just such a great athlete. He's a great baseball player. This kid's 20. Is he still 20? Yeah, 21 years old. This kid's a good Major League Baseball player already. And you just see his progress. Even today, before the home run, take it slider. You know what I mean? Like, it's really neat what you're seeing. Hopefully that keeps trending in the right direction. And,
Yeah, he keeps on rolling along. 16 homers already. He had 21 last year. It's the All-Star break. It's going to be exciting. All right, let's say goodnight and get it to the All-Star break after this on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
Attention car buyers. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, buy it now from the International Autos Group and save thousands. Current in-stock vehicles are unaffected by tariffs. Drive into summer in a beautiful new BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, or Hyundai and avoid upcoming tariffs. Buy now and save up to $10,000. The International Autos Group, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. Visit iamilwaukee.com. Savings off MSRP on select new models.
Pain, tingling, burning in your hand and wrist, wakes you up at night, makes life difficult. Working with your hands is nearly impossible. If that sounds like you may suffer with carpal tunnel syndrome. The problem is Medicare pays for the old open surgery done in a hospital or surgery center. And it's no walk in the park. Big incision, 6-week recovery. I mean, imagine your hands being bandaged up, unable to use it for 6 weeks. So if you want to, you can have that old open surgery the government says to get, or you have another option, an ultra minimally invasive procedure done in the office that can give you immediate relief in 15 minutes and you are back to your life in just one day. The Ovation Technique, only at Ovation Hand Institute. You've suffered long enough. You don't have to put the fix off anymore. Visit ovationhand.com and see the difference with your own eyes. ovationhand.com.
Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
All right, I ran a little long with Augie earlier in the program, so I've only got about 60 seconds left here on the show. I tend to do that if you've been new to the program. Hey, real quick thank you to everybody who's reached out, who's texted, who's called in, who's tweeted me. Even if you were mean, it's okay. We're all friends here, most of us. But if you could do me a favor real quick, now that it's the All-Star break, if you're listening to this on podcast feed, Brewers All Access, in case you were wondering, if you haven't been listening on the podcast feed, if you miss a game, especially with the late-night games coming up this weekend, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to have podcasts after each of those. We're still doing the show even though you're asleep. So you can catch up on the next day. Go drop a 5-star. Go drop a review. If you don't think it's 5 stars, you can leave that too, I guess. But let us know. It helps more than you realize. So here at the All-Star break, thank you so much for everybody who's listened to this point in the season. We are going to enjoy a few days off. We do have a Brewers Weekly. It'll be taped on Thursday night because I also want to enjoy my All-Star break. But that'll be taped 8 o'clock Thursday night here on WTMJ. That's the next time you will hear from me. All-Star game Tuesday. Let's sit back and watch The Miz do his thing. Our producer has been Evan Wittallison. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Keep on swinging.
Baseball is back. Brian Balagi